everybody, welcome to another episode of Car Addiction. Today, it's freezing in here. That's why you see me wearing all this stuff and all this white stuff around us. And winter is so depressing. Some of you would know about a month ago, I bought an R32 GTR. It's actually an R32 GTST. It's not a true GTR. So it's right under that turp. And today, I'm just going to do a walk around with it. I should have done it. I just have been too occupied with a couple of other things I was doing, and it's also December, which is a pretty busy season in my the real work that I do that pays for the house and the family and the food, because you guys don't, and I'm not, because not enough of you guys hit the subscribe button. YouTube doesn't really pay me enough. So stay tuned and let's go see the video. So the car definitely needs some love. If you can see this paint job, whoever numbnut did this paint job, it is a matte black finish. And the problem with any kind of matte finish is these corners, because if you cover it with something, these corners will get rubbed and the mattness goes away and you get a little bit of shine back. You see, this area is shiny and the rest of it is matte. And another problem with matte is, depending on what kind of paint you use, hopefully you use something good quality, especially in this one. I'll put money down it's not. It needs a lot of care to keep the color. What happens is, a lot of dirt and everything sticks to it, and which is really not good. So what I'm going to do is first thing on, actually it's the second thing on the list is to get a paint job. And while I'm doing the paint job, some numbnut, that's the only word I can use for that kind of personality. Look at this fender flare. Like, why would you absolutely destroy the fenders? Here. Like, oh man, it's stupid. It's only a 16-year-old. Hey everybody, I will be giving away the Car Addiction window stickers to one lucky subscriber every month. So please hit the subscribe button right away. Who doesn't have the money to own a car like this and bought it and destroyed it, really. Other than that, in terms of the body panels, there's no rust in it, which is the biggest positive in this vehicle. I don't think you guys can see the front fender, but I do need a front fender. The front fender has a crack in it, so if you have a front fender and you're in Canada, hit me up. We'll figure something out. These moldings, they probably need to be re-screwed because they're a little loosey-goosey. They need to be refixed to the car, especially the more prominent ones are the ones in the back. These needs to be adjusted. Well, you need to take them off properly and make them sit again. This one is probably holding off with the 3M tape. Same with the front, not the best fit, man. Again, I bought this vehicle for almost next to no money. I paid 5,000 Canadian, which is about 3,500 US. The body is clean, paperwork's done, and the interior is so and so. It's not bad. So let's go look at it. Of course, this is the passenger side, and a little bit of delamination from here. I'm sure I can put some glue on here. I'll take it off, put some glue, slap it back on. It'll be fine. I know this window motor doesn't work, It could be an easy fix. It could need a motor. I know where I can find a motor, so I'll leave it at that. This is not the greatest. Can be fixed. In terms of the seat itself, the seats are in reasonably decent condition. Now here's what I am not doing good with, is the rear seat. Let's see if I can show you that. Yeah, the rear seat, I don't have it. Neither I have any of the cladding. So again, I may keep it that way, or if I find a good deal on the leather, or if I find a good deal on all the parts, I will buy it. So as of right now, I don't know which direction I am going at, so it's hard for me to tell you anything. From the driver's side, everything is pretty standard. The door panel is in better condition than the passenger side, and you have the control panel, so windows lock, driver, passenger window, and then adjustable mirrors, which is a JDM thing, and I actually like that option. Now, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to sit in here. As you can see, it's just a stock GTST dash. So right over here, I have my fuel gauge, and then the turbo boost, because it is a RB20 DET. I have a tiny little turbo. I'm gonna show it you guys in a bit. And the JDM cluster, it already goes to 180. Yeah, 180, like, yeah. The RPM goes to 7,000, a little bit more than that. Right after that, you have your oil pressure and engine heat. Now, one thing I noticed, the oil pressure in this vehicle, it's a little interesting because in my 300, when you start the vehicle, the pressure is pretty high, and then when the vehicle heats up and it goes through its cycle, it comes down a little bit, and then when you hit it hard, pressure goes up. That's how it's supposed to be. On this one, when it starts, the pressure is kind of low, and then over the time when it heats up, it still stays a little low, and I haven't hit it hard yet, so I don't really know how it goes. And now, before I tell you anything, I also should let you know that this have an external oil cooler, which is not factory, and it also has a oil filter relocation kit, which is not factory. And these two things may have a play in it. So if you understand the RB20 DET and the way the system works, and you're going to see how the oil cooler and the oil filter relocation kit in a bit, and how that system works. And if it's normal, please leave it in the comment, because I personally don't know, and I would love to learn. So leave it in the comment section. And then in the corner you have engine heat, and it works fine, even though it does have a triple core radiator. Sticking to the cockpit design, so you have your hazard, FM, AM, and tunes, radio controls in this one, and then on this side you have your the front and rear windshield wiper controls, and the washers and everything else. On this side you have your the windshield defrost. Let it just focus. And here you have your headlight. Here you have your fog light, and right over here you have your heads. So that's pretty much it. It's very, very minimalistic. Now, this wheel, I hate it. I am not a big fan of this wheel at all. This hub is whatever. This is gonna go. It says Nismo on it. It's not a Nismo wheel or anything like that. This is gonna go. On the HVAC controls, just an old school HVAC, and none of it works. So I'm not gonna go through any of that. It's not connected. It doesn't have a heater core delete, AC delete, a bunch of deletes on this car. When I open the hood, I'll walk you through that. Next is this Sony Explode aftermarket piece, which will go away. I will take it off and I'll try to find a period correct unit. And if I find it, I'll keep it that way, or else I'll just probably just keep it empty, because this will never be used. Right here, you're missing the cigarette thingy and your ashtray. I'm sure you can take it off. Oh, yeah, you can take it off. Pretty much all the JDM vehicles will have an ashtray, and you can take it off because apparently smoking in Japan is a big deal. And then you have your shifter. It's a 5-speed manual. Now it does need a clutch, so I believe it has short throw on it. I have to check. I'm pretty sure it has a short throw on it, because that's pretty short. Yeah, it has a short throw on it. Again, the lady I bought it from, she barely knew anything about this car, so hence I was able to squeeze out a better deal. Handbrake, and your trusty, whatever that is. One of my complaints with 90s JDM vehicle is they don't have cup holders. Like, why wouldn't you have cup holders? Really? I need cup holders. In summertime, when I wake up in the morning before the wife and kid wakes up, I warm up the car, I go to my nearest Tim Hortons, and I get my favorite double-double, go for a ride, and I come back. That's my therapy. Okay? Double-double is an important part of this equation. If you don't have a cup holder Nissan, can't have my double-double. All right? Now, going to the passenger side, it's pretty simple. Now, the previous owner did include this unit. I actually don't really have an interest connecting it. It was sitting here, and I was like, yeah, well, whatever, because there's battery, engine oil temperature, and boost gauge. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna connect that. Yeah, hang out with your other buddies. There you go. Happy family. Right here, if you notice, it's a flare kit. It's JDM flare kit, and it's a nice, really nice holder for it. So that's the trunk. Again, the trunk is missing some cladding. This is the broken piece on the front bumper, so that's the one I was complaining about. Somebody tried fixing it. It just doesn't look too healthy. I don't know if I can fix it properly and do a right job. Under here, that's where your gas tank and fuel pump, your fancy donut spare wheel, which is practically useless. And it does come with the strut bar. I just don't know what kind of brand it is, because I have not gone there to investigate as of yet. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a bunch of speakers. Is that a sub? It's a Clarion. Looks like a sub. Interesting. Interesting. I actually don't know if the audio system works at all. I didn't test it. It wasn't one of my priority when I purchased the vehicle, so I would be happy if it does, but if it doesn't, too bad. Now, here's one interesting little thing. This USB comes out of this spot. Goes somewhere, so I'm gonna have to find that where that goes. All right, I'm sure this is the part you guys have been waiting to see. First of all, you're gonna notice I'm missing the battery because I took it out. I took it home because over the winter, if I keep the battery outside and if I don't trickle charge it, it may die, and it did die before. So learn from my lessons. First of all, you're going to see a strut bar. Again, I don't see any brand name on it, so I'm just not going to guesstimate what it is. The coilover system is a TN Street Z, so which is good. It's very lowered. And then the steering pump, there's something's wrong with it, so I'm going to have to investigate what's going on, because sometimes the steering is a little heavy, so probably there's some leak going on somewhere, which is got to investigate. One of the good things the previous owner did, a lot of these old rubber hoses has been switched to the urethane hoses, which is a fantastic upgrade for this vehicle this old. Next is these oil filter relocation, and of course it's on the oil filter. Like, really that's gonna piss off some purists. Right after that, you have, I believe this is an intake from a 25 or 26. I'm pretty sure it's from a 26 with the individual throttle bodies. So I'm really interested to see how this performs. The oil dipstick is right here. It's hiding. It's very hard to see, and it does have I believe it's a 3-inch intake, because it has a front mount intercooler. I don't know if you guys can see. Right there, it's a front mount Grady intercooler. It's a pretty big one too, so it does a decent job. And these metal pipes are for the oil cooler. It's right here. It's a Mishimoto oil cooler, and of course it's triple core coil rad. Now here's the other thing. I don't know what does this do. Now it's some sort of reservoir. It's something to take the air out of the system, but to be honest with you, I don't know how this performs. So can somebody leave a link or something that I can learn? I would love it. Going to the motor, looking at these coil packs, I believe these are the R8 coil packs, because they're red. Every time I saw the R8 coil packs, I saw them being red. I am assuming, again, it's an assumption. Having said that, the R8 coil packs does not require a PTU. Right here, it's an old school PTU, which concerns me, because if it was the R8 coil pack, why do we have a PTU? And right next to it is the heater core hose. Deletes. So yeah, no heat, no air. There's no space for a condenser either, so no air. You have your cold air intake, single cold air intake with a blow-off valve. I actually don't know what brand it is, because it doesn't say. Oh, Grady. Never mind. Right there's an aftermarket manifold. I actually don't know. It's just, I guess once it was stainless, not anymore. And the little itsy bitsy turbo right there. It's tiny, but it does do a decent job, so I'm not gonna bust its ball too much. I actually don't know what kind of power it makes. Eventually in summertime, I will figure out a way or a place to take it in and do a dyno to see how the tune is, and we'll probably get a tune and make sure it's safe for everything else. So it does come with these factory brake system, the Z32 calipers, the 4-puck in the front, 2-puck in the back, and drilled rotors. This XSR rim, it's pretty aggressive. It still rubs. So I do have a set of factory GTR rims, which I wouldn't mind to put it back. For any R32, the best aftermarket option is going to be a TE37 or some version of the TE37. So if I'm not putting a TE37, I'll put that the stock wheels back, and I don't think I can afford a TE37. And sure shit, I'm not gonna buy the the fake ones. Anyway, stay tuned. Please hit the like and subscribe button and the bell notifications. There are a lot more videos coming through this channel. And today, if the weather permits and if my hands are not frozen yet, I will try to change the rims back to the GTR rims. So smash that subscribe button. Thank you.